All right, what is up, y'all? Today's video, I'm going to be breaking down why freelance brand scaling is and will always be one of the best business models to start, or more in general, a great business model to start, and why exactly you should and why it could be a good fit for you. So, without further ado, let's get into it. First things first. Number one, the demand is always increasing with an insanely high cap to its supply level. So basic supply and demand. You have the supply, the amount of freelance brand scalers that there are, and you have the demand, which is the amount of businesses in the world or even in the country that there are. Now I'm going to be going off of statistics that I've pulled from online, specific to the US. So if you're not from the US, numbers may vary, but same concept applies. First, the US has approximately 33.2 million service-based businesses in total, with small businesses under 500 employees making up 99.9% of that. Keep in mind that 99.9% is that ideal clientele. Now, around 31.7 million firms. Oh, that's not 99%, sorry. Next, 2.7 to 3.5 million active e-commerce stores currently operate in the US specifically. So now, out of that total, let's say there's about 35 million businesses in the US that could all be potential clientele. Now, basic supply and demand, there are 60,000, roughly 60,000 digital advertising agencies in the US as of January 1st, 2025. Year-over-year increase of about 10%. So, rough total of 35 million businesses as potential clientele, only 60,000 to complete that service for these businesses. Businesses' biggest bottleneck and the reason that they aren't where they want to be and making as much money as they want to be is solely for the reasoning that they lack in their marketing efforts, in their marketing skills, in the amount of clients that they're signing, in the amount of sales they're getting, and the amount of leads that they're generating. That is majority of businesses' biggest bottleneck, is that they aren't making enough money simply because they don't have enough traffic to their business. So if we do the math here, 35 million businesses divided by 60,000 marketing businesses or freelance brand scalers, that's 583 potential clients per marketing business. If those were divided amongst that, that would be, no, that's not even right, is it? It would be 5,830, I believe. Maybe. Am I right there? Let me double check that math. I was kind of sifting through this. I'm tired today. What is it? 33 million, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, divided by 60, 1, 2, 3, boom. Okay, 550. All right, so I was right, roughly right. Anyways, if all of those businesses were dispersed amongst the amount of freelance brand scalers there are, that would be 583 clients, which if you had 583 clients, you would be printing a couple $1 million per month, roughly, probably more. Anyways, reason number two why freelance brand scaling is one of the best business models you could start. Learning the skill of running ads is easy. Now, I can say that all day long, but until you actually do it, you won't realize that. Majority of business owners either get overwhelmed by it or don't have the time for it. It's either just something to them where, kind of a mixture of both, I guess, in most cases, but maybe the ads manager platform is overwhelming to them. Maybe, they tried to run ads and didn't get the results they wanted because they didn't necessarily know what they were doing. Or, majority case scenarios, they simply didn't have the time for it. Next, they always look to outsource a skill like this. The formula is simple. You learn the skill, you offer the skill correctly, and they are more than willing to pay for that expertise that you have and the results that you're capable of getting them. You make them money, they'll pay you money. That simple. 3, signing clients can be easy. Majority of beginners have close connections with someone who already owns a business. Think of your family, your friends, your dad's friend, your uncle's friend, maybe your uncle himself, maybe a family friend. Leverage any sort of connections you already have to sign clientele. I see a lot of people do that when first starting. They sign their first client as their brother or their uncle or their uncle's friend or a family friend. what I was yapping about prior. So if you don't have those, no worries. But if you do, definitely leverage those connections that you have, because you can sign those as clients, get those as your first kind of case studies, results under your belt, and then leverage those to then sign clients who you didn't have any sort of connection to. Client acquisition is mostly a game of input equals output, meaning the more time you put in, the more time you're willing to put in, the faster you'll make more money. If you're willing to put in the work, there's no reason you can't make money. Majority of freelance brand scaling comes down to just what you put in is really what you get out, unless more so you're fronting capital and stuff, which I'm about to get into. So with that being said, you can outsource client acquisition if you have a bit of capital to hire outreach VAs, people basically to do outreach for you, hire cold dialers, people basically to cold call for you. So that's, you're fronting some sort of capital to where you only then have to focus on the back end and the service delivery and not really the client acquisition. It becomes less of a game of inputs equals outputs and more so of, I mean, it still is, it's just not you directly, your inputs directly equal outputs, more so of the people you're hiring and managing, the outreach VAs, the cold dialers, etc. But to summarize that, if you have a little bit of capital, you can, kind of delegate some of those tasks and try to scale quicker. But majority of people I don't see do that, and I see them do very well with client acquisition on their own. And I also think it's important yourself to do it hands-on and actually learn the skill of client acquisition, because the more skills you can obtain, the more money you're going to make overall. And that's simple life right there. So the more clients you sign, the more results start to snowball. As you gain results that you can use to leverage and build trust between prospects, meaning when you're doing your outreach, you have results to showcase, you have results to, show that potential client where you can say, hey, I got this brand, I generated this brand this much money at this return with this much spend, here's what we made, and that builds trust between you and the prospect. But signing clients becomes easier as you leverage those case studies and get more results under your belt. As you do good work for people, they'll also then refer you to others. Majority of business owners know other business owners. So if you do good work for one, why would they not want to have their homies be able to do the same thing? And why would they not put their homies on? So a lot of my clients even come from referrals alone. As you build, I'm tired. Barely slept last night. As you build a portfolio, clients start to come in naturally. And okay, so more of a statistic here, but in 1 hour, you could go through 100 cold calls. In 100 cold calls, let's say you get 2 interested leads that manage to book in for a closing call. Now that's a lower end stat. I wanted to be generous here. Put this kind of into a beginner perspective. Once you get decent at cold dialing, that definitely will be a higher number. So let's say out of those 2 leads that you managed to book in, you managed to close one of them. Again, stats on the lower end. That's one client in 1 hour. That can make you roughly $500 to $2,000. That's just on the outreach side of things. Obviously, you have to complete the service delivery and everything for them, which is the easy and non-time consuming part. You simply are just setting things up for them, kind of going about your day, and that is what it is. So again, in 100 cold calls, 2 interested leads that manage to book in for a closing call. One of those leads closes, and most likely that client's going to make you anywhere from $500 to $2,000, but a lot of times, you can make $2,000 to $5,000 from one client. Just kind of depends on the level of clientele and kind of what that specific deal looks like and what you're able to close him for. But 4 doesn't require a lot of skills, as I already touched on. It's the skill of running ads, and it's the skill of signing clients. It's literally that simple. Learn how to run ads, learn how to sign clients, put the 2 together, you'll make money. 5, doesn't require any sort of upfront capital unless, like I talked about earlier, you're trying to front some capital to hire dialers or outreach VAs, which again, majority of people do not do that, as well as I think it's very important to learn the skill yourself. That way when you in the future go to hire dialers, outreach VAs, you know how to properly manage them, set SOPs for them, make sure that they're doing the things they need to do so your business doesn't suffer because they aren't doing their job properly. Anyways, 6, you can work completely remotely. That was pretty self-explanatory, but I kind of wanted to throw that in there because I feel like that's I don't know, for me, kind of the main reason I got into this shit, I just came back from the Bahamas today on a private jet, and the weekend I was able to work while looking at crystal clear blue ocean water and white sand beaches. Didn't hurt my income at all. I didn't not get the things I needed to do done. I just chilled out on the beach, had some drinks, played some fucking blackjack, had fun with my friends, and still got the things I needed to get done. Anyways, all work can be done from a laptop. Only person really you need to communicate with is your clients and potential clientele as you're doing outreach. So say you're traveling, that's really the only people that you need to tend to. Pretty simple. Clients usually don't blow you up all day long. You give them things they need on a day-to-day basis, and you gotta just do whatever for the rest of the day. Now, lastly, freelance brand scaling is very scalable. The hardest part is starting. After the first few clients, everything starts to flow naturally. Clients start to come in from referrals, and results from current clientele start to flow in, making client acquisition 10 times easier. Like I said earlier, as you can start to leverage some of those results and overall just, use those results to build trust between you and a prospect. But that kind of summarizes this video. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, pretty straight to the point. Hopefully this helps. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to leave a like, and leave a comment down below if you enjoyed this style of video versus the highly professional style. I feel like this is more straight to the point, more informational, more educational, easier for you guys to focus on rather than music and edits playing in the background. But if you guys are interested in joining the Elite Roundtable, link is in the description. If you want my free training, link is in the description. Check out all other videos on this channel. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my other channel and check out all my other social platforms. Leave a comment down below. Give me some video recommendations like this that I can make, where I just draft up a doc like this, sit down, crank it out, walk you guys through it, drop some sauce, and help you guys make more money. Again, subscribe. Peace the fuck out.